towards Akademiks and check it out. Now, let's get it, man. Lil Uzi Vert, kind of a weird name. He kind of has vulnerable flexings, but musically, he's drawing a lot of attention. If you haven't heard of him, you probably an old ass nigga. I'm sorry to say, but he's gaining a ton of fans, and simply put, he's been snapping. Now, for those who are still saying, who the fuck are you talking about, Akademiks? If I had to categorize him, man, he's Young Thug 2.0 in terms of musical style, except he's a little bit less moany. I mean, he does do mumble rap, but it's mixed with swag rap, and he has a good control of melody. Now, he dropped his latest EP, and pretty much it's called Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. It's a collection of 9 songs, including some songs he's been teasing on his Instagram and on his Twitter for a long while. Now, listen, again, if you haven't heard of this guy, he has tons of fans. I'm telling you, a lot of people are fucking with him, all right? Now, he's from Philly, and this is the crazy thing about it. He's from Philly, right? But he doesn't sound like he's from Philly. I mean, if you just listen to him in a vacuum, you'd probably be like, oh, this is the type of nigga I could probably see walking down, like, I'd probably see him shopping in Atlantic Mall in Atlanta or some shit. But instead, he's actually from Philly. He doesn't sound like Meek Mill, doesn't sound like Gilly, doesn't sound like Beanie Siegel or Freeway. He has his own distinct sound. Now, we're going to get into our review in his latest tape. It's called Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. It's 9 tracks. It's pretty quick. It's pretty sweet. And we're going to start it off because he put it up on SoundCloud. There's no sales to report. He didn't put it for sale. He really just kind of gave it to his fans because he's been teasing his fans with songs for months. Now, 9 tracks. The first track is called Canada Goose, or Canadian Goose, actually. And to be honest, man, it's not much of an intro track, really, because this tape isn't that much of a cohesive body of work. But as a track to kick it off, it's kind of dope. I mean, it's one of my favorite tracks on the tape, but you see him kind of go through 2 or 3 cadences, and that kind of embodies what Uzi Vert is. I mean, he's a guy who, listen, for the lack of lyricism that you might expect from a rapper or anybody else, even though he considers himself as a rock star, he definitely makes up for it with melody and, of course, the different cadences, okay? He goes from rapping about Pokemon to diamonds. I mean, he finds a dope-ass pocket within the track, and to be honest, this intro track, Canadian Goose, is a top 3 track on this particular tape, if you ask me. Now, track 2. High Roller. I mean, it's a slower paced song, and unfortunately, the beat and the synth in the actual song is distracting from his lyrics. Didn't match the mood I think he was trying to create. Ironically, this was created by the same producer who did the first track, Molly Raw. But I'm telling you, I mean, the beat was too distracting. I thought it was decent at best, but the beat was just way too distracting with that synth to even really create any type of cohesive, like, even song or even message. So I was like, I wasn't really feeling this one. All right. Now, track 3, Money Longer. This is produced by Don Cannon and the same guy who produced the last 2, Molly Raw. And to keep it real, this is actually one of my favorite tracks. Okay, literally one of the tracks that actually went viral and one of his first viral solo hits that, to be honest, it's not a Billboard single, but it's dope enough to get a lot of recognition on Instagram, social media, and pretty much SoundCloud, where he's gaining tons of fans by the day. If you bump it in the whip, I believe you'll love it. I mean, I think this is a club banger, and I think this is definitely, as well, one of the top 3 songs on the entire tape. Now, track 4 is called Grab the Wheel. If you ever wonder why I say Young Thug 2.0 is Lil Uzi Vert, or Uzi Vert is Young Thug 2.0, this is exactly why. Because I was listening to this track and I was thinking, I was like, this sounds like some shit that Thug would be rapping on one of these Slime Season mixtapes, and he would probably be bodying in the same way that Uzi Vert did. You know what I mean? The bridge to me is the best part of the song. Uzi's definitely gifted with finding melodies to carry his flow. Again, if you listen to him and be like, yo, he's rapping about simple shit, what usually makes him worth listening to is that he'll actually kind of put what he's saying in melody that even if it's not lyrical, it'll make it still seem good that you kind of forgive him. All right? Now, track 5 is a track called You Was Right. It's produced by Metro Boomin, and obviously, man, Uzi definitely is not on the priority list for Metro Boomin, right? Because he definitely just got a throwaway beat. I mean, I could listen to the beat. I'm like, this shit, I'm like, Metro produced this? What? I mean, this shit sound half garbage. I mean, the song is really about where he's kind of talking to his girl and he proudly like displays like his love and affection for his girl on many songs, and he's kind of apologizing for dealing with groupies. If you don't know, he claims this one chick, her name's like Brittany, and he's pretty much like talking to her on the track saying, yo, all these bitches want to fuck, but yeah, I've kind of slipped up, but I only fuck with you. Okay, decent song, weak ass beat. And I'm surprised I'm saying that because it's Metro Boomin. Now, track 6 is a track called Baby Are You Home. It's another beat by Metro Boomin. He came back again, but I ain't gonna lie. Again, this sounds like a motherfucking Future reject beat. Like, Future heard this shit while he's sipping some codeine and said, I don't want this shit. Okay, throw it in the recycle bin. And somehow Metro sent this shit to, of course, Lil Uzi Vert. Now, this time, though, more than Metro, it was way too much mumbling for me. I mean, I get it. Listen, when I'm reviewing Young Thug and I'm reviewing Chief Keef and I'm reviewing even Uzi, I get it. This is mumble rap territory, but goddamn, this was way too much mumbling for me. I ain't know if niggas was speaking English, if niggas was saying words, or niggas was mumble just to mumble. So this is probably my least favorite song on the tape because the production was meh. The mumbling was like, huh? I mean, I don't know what the fuck to start with even trying to enjoy this shit, okay? You literally have to be a non-native English speaker to really fuck with this track, okay? Track 7, and this is how hot and cold we just went from, right? We just went from a track which was my least favorite with Baby Are You Home to my favorite track, P's and Q's, my favorite track on the tape and one of my favorite tracks this year. Hands down, I love it. Melodically dope as fuck. He found a nice group within the track and he actually caught like 3 or 4 cadences on it, and every cadence he caught was dope, infectious, and addicting. To me, it's easily the best track on the tape. This was a heavily teased track on Instagram, and if you look at the lyrics, though, I just gotta tell you, right? If you look at the lyrics, it's definitely a simp anthem. Y'all know how I feel about those. However, this song is nothing less than dope. Now, track 8 is a track called Team Rocket. It's a pretty decent track. It's a dope beat. Uzi kind of rides the beat throughout. He floats on the track as expected. It's not really a banger, though. It ain't a banger, but it's definitely not whack. So I guess we could call it decent or good. Now, track 9, which is the last track on the tape, is called Scott and Ramona. Now, not much of an outro track, but pretty much, man, this is as much introspection you'll actually get from Uzi. If you don't know what introspection means, it kind of means like you're rapping about your life, your feelings, that type of stuff. You're not just rapping about shit you're bragging about, all right? And, I mean, he's reflecting somewhat on his success. He's talking about his mom thinks he's famous. He loves his girl. He really loves this chick. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga loves this chick a lot. I mean, I've never really rapped. I mean, I've never even done shit to a chick like that to prove that I've loved her. Like this nigga is proving to his girl. But he really cruises throughout the entire track. And, I mean, I think it was a decent track to end the tape with. Now, overall, this particular tape, I really thought about the rating for it, and really it was a 3.9 out of 5. Just short of a B for me. I think he could come a little bit better because even though it had some songs I love, you know what I mean, at P's and Q's, Money Longer, I love those songs. I felt it could have been a little bit better because I felt like there was 2 or 3 tracks that were kind of filler tracks, and for a tape with only 9 songs, you can't have filler tracks. I'm sorry to say, you really can't. So 3.9 out of 5. Now, listen, I want you guys to check it out. If you guys check it out and if it's whack as a motherfucker, comment, bro, I check this shit out. This shit whack as a motherfucker. Now, if you check it out and you like it, especially the tracks I recommend, I would recommend 3, Canadian Goose, P's and Q's, and Money Longer. If you've never heard of this guy, check those out. If you're not into that, you're probably not into him. All right, I'm keeping it real with you. If you don't like those songs, you definitely don't like him as an artist. All right, if you do like those songs, check out the rest of the tape, and then you could give me your rating. Drop it in the comment section. Give me your thoughts about him as an artist. If you've ever heard of him, whatever, let me know. And by the way, again, for some people who are like, who the fuck is this? This is someone who is very popular. He doesn't have a Billboard hit like Designer with Panda, so you might not recognize him because you're probably used to someone with a big hit. But trust me, he has a big wave on the internet, and he's getting a lot of fans, and people are really fucking with him and checking for him in that capacity. Get in the comment box, make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe to your boy Akademiks. I'm out.